Brian Daniels and his family were on vacation in Florida's Panama City Beach in 2019 when the surf conditions created by Hurricane Barry far offshore led to the formation of powerful rip currents.
I was just enjoying the day. I was standing outside on the balcony having my cup of coffee. My wife was out there with me, and we were just talking about the day and our plans. And she spotted two people in the water, and she said, "That doesn't look good."
We just couldn't believe how far out they were, it being a double red flag day. People were on the beach were yelling at them to come in, that they couldn't. You could see that they were starting to struggle.
Rob Brander identifies the culprit at once.
Right away from the shot, I can see there's a pretty prominent, what we call channel rip current. That's the channel rip current right there, the dark gap between the areas of breaking waves. You can see the two of them, they're starting to separate a little bit, and they're trying to get back. He's actually trying to, or she's trying to do the backstroke. They're trying to get back. It's not working. This rip is flowing so fast.
A short 2 minutes after being caught in the rip, a sheriff's deputy responds to their distress.
I knew that it was going to be difficult for him to get out there. They were so far out in the water. You could see them being pulled deeper and deeper into the water and the waves crashing over them.
Both swimmers are firmly in the grip of a fast-flowing rip current, and now their rescuer is being pummeled by the giant waves.
We were more worried about the police officer that had gone out there first. He seemed to be struggling with the water.
You know, the main trajectory of the rip has taken him right past these people, right past them. So he hasn't even reached the people he's trying to save, and now he's desperately trying to get to them. But, you know, I'm sure at the same time he's starting to wonder about his own safety. He's in trouble now as well.
They just quickly got separated out in the water. The waves were really big, crashing over them, and they couldn't get back in. It was really scary to watch.
What's happened is the woman has somehow been hit by a few waves, and that white water is actually on the surface and is moving back towards the beach. So she's being transported back to the shallow water, whereas the trajectory of the rip has taken the man further offshore. Now that just shows how complex rip current flow is.
He kept getting just pulled so much further and further away. The waves were just huge, crashing over him. Every time the wave would come, we were just waiting for him to pop back up out of the water.
A lifeguard on a rescue board is the first to reach the female swimmer. More first responders arrive at the beach.
So at this stage, you know, the camera is focusing on the lifeguard, but these people aren't the issue. I mean, they're on a flotation board. She's going to be okay. What's interesting is what's happened to the man who was going further offshore.
We honestly thought he was drowning. The way he was moving, the way his arms were flailing, we honestly thought he might have taken in so much water that he had drowned.
So now we've got a couple of boards in the water with lifeguards. We've got another lifeguard coming out with a rescue can. We've got some bystanders starting to get involved, and some bystanders starting to form a human chain. But this is extremely dangerous because you're putting other people at risk. You know, there's a sudden drop-off into the main part of the rip, and if somebody was to lose their grip on that chain, well, they're stuck in a rip as well.
Meanwhile, the male swimmer has luckily broken free of the rip current and has used the waves to inch his way closer to the beach.
Now this is crazy. I'm not sure who's got the man who's offshore. He was so lucky that the waves pushed him in, but he's like a rag doll there. He's got no energy left at all. You know, I look at this and I think he was a minute from drowning, maybe less, because he is just completely exhausted. So they've got the woman on the board, but you know, that lifeguard, he's been in there for 4 or 5 minutes trying to paddle 10 to 15 yards and can't do it because that's how strong the rip current is.
The two folks, when they came to shore, they looked like they had a fight for their lives trying to get out of that water. The gentleman was laying on the ground vomiting water, and the lady was sitting up, and we knew that they both were going to be okay.
Despite the treacherous conditions and double red flags, members of the public continued to enter the water at Panama City Beach. By the end of that day, authorities had made another 39 rescues from rip currents. Tragically, one person drowned.